What was the most statistically unlikely event you've ever witnessed? I was working as a pizza delivery driver in college, just trying to make some extra cash between classes. Nothing too exciting, just driving around town dropping off orders and collecting tips. It was a Thursday night in October, pretty quiet for a weeknight. I had this delivery to an apartment complex across town that I'd never been to before. The address was 1247 Oak Street, apartment 3B. When I got there, I knocked on the door and this guy opens it. Mid-20s, brown hair, wearing a college sweatshirt. He looks at me and his face goes completely white. No way, this can't be real. I'm standing there confused, holding his pepperoni pizza, thinking maybe he forgot he ordered food or something. Then he says, "Dude, you're Tyler from Camp Wildwood, right? Summer of 2003? My jaw literally dropped. This guy was my bunkmate from summer camp 15 years ago. We were both 12 years old, spent 8 weeks together, and I hadn't seen or heard from him since. His name was Marcus. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. As we're catching up in his doorway, his roommate comes over to see what's taking so long. This roommate takes one look at me and starts freaking out. "Wait, you're the pizza guy who delivered to my girlfriend's house last week, right? You helped us move her couch upstairs?" I remembered him. Nice guy named Brad. His girlfriend lived in this house with a really narrow staircase. We spent 20 minutes trying to get this massive sectional sofa around a corner. So now I'm standing here having delivered pizza to my childhood camp friend, whose roommate I helped move furniture for a complete stranger the week before. But it gets worse. Brad calls his girlfriend to tell her about this crazy coincidence. She comes over to the apartment, and when she walks in the door, she looks at me and says, "Oh my god, you're kidding me." Her name was Amy, and she was my lab partner in freshman chemistry 4 years ago. We spent an entire semester working together on experiments, but lost touch after the class ended. So let me get this straight. I randomly delivered pizza to my childhood summer camp friend, who happens to be roommates with a guy I helped move furniture for, who happens to be dating my college lab partner from 4 years ago. None of these people knew each other before college. Marcus was from Colorado, Brad was from Texas, Amy was from Illinois, I was from right here in town. But wait, there's more. While we're all standing around trying to process this insane coincidence, Amy's phone starts ringing. She answers it and immediately starts laughing hysterically. She puts the phone on speaker and says, "Emily, you're not going to believe this." The voice on the phone says, "What's going on? You sound crazy." Amy explains the whole situation to her friend Emily about how I delivered pizza to Marcus, who lives with Brad, who I helped move Amy's couch. Then Emily says, "Wait, can you describe this pizza guy?" Amy describes me and there's this long pause on the phone. Emily says, "Tall blonde hair, drives a red Honda Civic with a dent in the passenger door." We all looked out the window at my car. Red Honda Civic with a dent in the passenger door from where I backed into a post last month. "That's him," Amy says. Emily starts screaming. Turns out, Emily was my next door neighbor growing up. We lived on the same street for 10 years, rode the same school bus, but she moved away when we were in 8th grade. She was calling Amy to ask if she wanted to meet up for coffee because she was in town visiting her parents for the weekend. So to recap this absolute statistical nightmare, I delivered pizza to my summer camp friend, whose roommate I had helped move furniture for, who was dating my college lab partner, who was on the phone with my childhood next door neighbor, who happened to call at the exact moment we were all discussing this impossible coincidence. Marcus grabbed his calculator and started doing math. The odds of me randomly encountering my camp friend through pizza delivery were already astronomical. Add in the roommate connection, the girlfriend connection, and the perfectly timed phone call from my neighbor, he estimated we were looking at odds of roughly 1 in 50 million. But here's the absolute kicker that made this whole thing even more unbelievable. Emily came over to the apartment to meet everyone. When she walked in, she looked at Marcus and said, "Wait a minute, Marcus Williams from camp?" Turns out Emily and Marcus were also at Camp Wildwood the same summer, just in different age groups. She was in the junior camp while we were in the senior camp, so we never crossed paths. But she remembered him because he won the talent show that year doing magic tricks. 5 people, 4 different connections spanning 15 years, all brought together by a random pizza delivery on a Thursday night in October. Marcus kept that pizza receipt taped to his refrigerator for the rest of college. He called it his proof that the universe has a sense of humor. We all stayed in touch after that night. Sometimes the most impossible things happen for no reason at all.